Is Monster Hunter Wilds a good game? Let's get into it. The Monster Hunter series has been around for 21 years, with 11 installments not including the spin-offs mobile versions or enhanced versions, and its first installment, the original Monster Hunter, coming out in 2004. The series has clearly overcome the test of time and is still, to this day, increasing in popularity with each game that comes out. Now, I was 6 years old when the first Monster Hunter game released, so I didn't quite have the interest in playing Monster Hunter back then. But now, as a 27-year-old man with access to their own adult money, I decided to give in to the hype that is the Monster Hunter series. Now, I base my ratings off of 5 simple categories, the same 5 simple categories that I believe if developers focus on whenever they create something new, they would actually create something amazing. Now, this is also a way for me to avoid giving a feeling-based judgment on games. Like, yeah, the game was pretty good, I had fun, so I'm gonna give it, the dreaded 7 out of 10. I hate that rating. I know you guys hate seeing that rating. So developing this like 5 simple categories is just going to break the game down to 5 important values, my 5 important values, and allow me to confidently tell you whether or not a game is good. So let's start off with number 1. Number 1 is going to be what everyone immediately looks for when they are watching trailers for new and upcoming games: the gameplay. I know, big surprise, gameplay is very fucking important. Monster Hunter has always had game mechanics that have been unique to other games, but some of you might just be as surprised as I am to hear that a lot of these one-of-a-kind mechanics have been around since the original 2004 game. The scroll wheel of useful items that allow you to use different potions, status effect cleansers, traps, barrels, projectiles for your wrist crossbow thingy, and whatever else the veterans use to make hunts easier have been around for over 20 years. Now, I say items that veterans use because as a fucking noob and the person that just wants to get into the action, I just run at monsters and unapologetically beat them with a giant hammer. Shout out the Hammer Gang. I didn't even understand using traps like Alma was telling me to at the beginning of chapter 4 because she wanted me to capture one of the Yonkutkus. I ended up having to watch a guide on how to use traps in order to do so because I did what I normally do and killed one of them, which actually made me fail the quest. I mean, can you blame me? This game is called Monster Hunter and I like to kill things, so I killed it. Now, obviously it frustrated me to have to redo the quest because fighting the Yonkutkus when they're together is really hard, and when you aren't utilizing tools like I don't, you end up not being able to do a ton of damage as you normally do because you are not in a one-on-one fight. You are in a 3-on-1 fight where they very rarely get your turn, and it kind of just makes you feel like the Kutkus determine how this battle goes and not you. Despite that frustration, however, my eyes were open to the different ways you can go into battle with these giant monsters and how you could actually overcome adversity, not just with slamming them with a giant hammer while spamming dodge whenever you realize you pushed your heavy attack too many times and are about to take a huge nuke's worth of damage to the face. But you could bide your time and set up traps, sleep monsters, use explosive barrels for extra damage, whatever the game gives you in order to make fighting them so much easier and calculated. Now, I do have to be honest because this video is all about being honest and giving honest reviews. I'm still going to just run at monsters and bash their face in with a hammer, but at least I know this game is giving me the option to be smarter, right? Well, actually, if you're really being honest and really thinking about it, this game also gives me the option to cook and eat well done steaks so I can have more health and stamina, and also I can use the hard shell powder to raise my defense so I can go out and brawl better. So I guess in a way it's almost enabling me to be as chaotic and carefree as I would like to in these battles. It's supporting my gameplay style, and that's very liberating to know that you can take on these challenges the way you want to, which is exactly why I'm giving its gameplay mechanics so much praise right now. The frustrating parts of fighting monsters when you're a noob like me is pretty much just chasing monsters around the map. That dies down when you start to utilize the time in between those zone changes to repair your weapon, which also makes sure that you get rid of the frustration of finding the right time to repair your weapon, as now you go into each round with it at 100%. You can also make sure that you're full health and stamina in between these rounds, or even run to your tent to restock on items as long as the current quest allows you. You only have a few things to dislike about the gameplay at first, and they all go away so quickly as you just learn about the game and get used to it. So for the gameplay aspect of Monster Hunter Wilds, I have to give it a gold star. Number 2 is visuals, and it should go without saying that engaging in combat with a kaiju is supposed to give you some breathtaking moments by just looking at the monster you're hunting, since monsters are what you will be mainly focused on for the entire game. And in this game, it delivers. I'm going to use just one main example for this, and that's going to be Rei Dao. The first time you see Rei Dao, the giant electricity wyvern that is stated to be the apex predator of its chosen region, is when it is fighting the guardian Arkveld, the catalyst to the entire story. Even though Rei Dao, spoiler alert, does not win the fight against Arkveld, you get to see two of the baddest monsters in the land go head to head to prove who is the top dog. And with the way the cutscene had portrayed Rei Dao as putting up a serious fight against the Guardian, using its wings as blades and its electricity flying all over the place, and it demonstrates great speed and agility, made me think I was going to be fighting the second strongest monster in the entire game when the cutscene ended and it turned its gaze upon me. Fighting Rei Dao is going to have your blood rushing, as the monster and the world around you is emitting electricity, lighting up the screen, even though the setting for this fight is very dark because of the storm Rei Dao brings with it. You get to see purple crystals that are kind of like armor on its wings and tails, lighting up as the electricity surges through its body and it goes in for attacks. You get a good look at its menacing face with its sharp teeth, 4 horns that come together when it does its railgun attack, shooting lightning directly at you, and the slight glow in its eyes as it gives you that bloodlusted gaze. It's such a memorable moment, and it's 100% getting another gold star for Monster Hunter Rivals visuals. Number 3 is going to pretty much just be a quick breakdown because I skipped most of the dialogue and cutscenes besides a random few moments. I will say thank God I didn't skip Rei Dao or Olivia fighting the Uftuna, but for the most part I don't know the exact story other than the Guardians are going ballistic and Nada for whatever reason continues to be fucking annoying. I mean, come on, bro. Nada went from wanting to fight Arkveld in the middle of its brawl against Rei Dao, which would have done nothing but gave us viewers an opportunity to see him finally get wiped out from the story, to wanting to have Arkveld live despite it senselessly killing the monsters in the region in a mad bloodlusted rage, destroying the ecosystem and way of life not only for Nada, but his family, their clan, the neighboring clans like the elf people, and all the animals and monsters around. And the reason why he wants Arkveld to live is because Arkveld is finally doing whatever he wants. This kid fucking sucks, dude. Like, come on. And he's easily the worst part of this story for me, which is a shame because the main character, Olivia, and even my cat Rainbow are so badass throughout the entire story. It's a shame that this dude brings it down. Also, that little pendant on his chest is able to kill the most powerful guardian of them all? What? That was just random to me. You would expect it to be at least something important like a giant key or some shit. I don't know, a switch. But whatever. The story is good except for a few parts, so I can't give it a gold star. It's unfortunate because, again, Olivia's so freaking cool. Every time she's on the screen, she just takes over and she just goes absolutely crazy against monsters. But silver star for now. Number 4 is going to be replayability, but not in terms of how many times can you actually replay the game and get a fresh experience, because then multiplayer games like Marvel Rivals are going to have the upper hand, since every single match is different from the last and you essentially are always able to replay the game every single time you hit one more round. In terms of this game and other solo games, I'm going to base it off of, do you want to play the game again? Whether or not you beat it, or if you went a few days without playing it, or whatever the reason is, would you still return to enjoy the game? Now, I actually have a perfect example for this, because I played this game, Monster Hunter Wilds, for 3 days straight, hours at a time. It was like it was a job for me, right? But over this past weekend, I decided I'm going to play the brand new Split Fiction. Don't worry, guys. Some of the parts are up on YouTube already, and a review is coming for that soon. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified of it, okay? But also, I played Repo. Everybody knows Repo, because it's that new Lethal Company style game where you go in with a bunch of people, you get a bunch of stuff, and you avoid the giant monsters. Not giant monsters, this ain't Monster Hunter Wilds. What am I talking about? You avoid the scary ass monsters running around, and you try to make as much money as possible. I played an entire weekend of that, and yet still when I woke up on Monday, I just wanted to play Monster Hunter Wilds. Like, I knew when I loaded up my stream on Monday, it was gonna be a Monster Hunter Wild stream. And if that doesn't outright tell you this game has replayability in terms of making you want to play it, I don't know what else will. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slap a gold star on it for this, because I guess just to break it down, I haven't been burnt out, and I don't think I'm gonna be burnt out for any time soon. All right, so again, number 4, gold star. Our 5th and final category is going to be delivery. Did the game we're rating deliver on its promise to give the consumer the experience they had waited for and invested their hard-earned money for? Without sugarcoating anything, I'm going to say an astounding yes, and give an immediate gold star for Monster Hunter Wilds. This is the kind of game you want. This is the kind of game you expected. This is the kind of game you hope comes again in the future of this series. Everything is so fun and enjoyable and fresh, and every aspect of it makes you feel so rewarded to play the game, except for obviously Nada. He's still fucking annoying and I hate him. But everything else is just so fun. You can't deny that this is such a great game, and they delivered on every single promise that they've made and have been pretty much giving us since 2004. It's incredible. So with all 5 categories being taken into mind and we add it all together, we are left with a final verdict of a 4.5 out of 5. Now, not only are we giving this game an amazing rating and a well-deserving rating at that, but I have to say outright, as a noob, a brand new player to the franchise, I am a fan, okay? I am such a huge fan of Monster Hunter that I can't wait to play the next game. I can't wait for the DLC, I can't wait for the next game, and I can't wait to play this game pretty much until the last one. Or until, hopefully they don't, or until they go bad. This has been my rating video. Again, it's new to the series, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have any tips, any little things you would change about the way this video is done or how I conduct my ratings, go ahead and let me know. But more importantly, hit the comment section and tell me what you think of Monster Hunter Wilds, what you would rate the game, and tell me what your favorite experience has been so far. I have shown you guys some of the stuff that I enjoyed already on this video, but I'm going to continue streaming as I still am technically not done with the story, and I'm going to be streaming it to finish it. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Bye.